Hello YouTube, and welcome to Five Elms and the start of update 10. First off, just want to say a big thank you to everyone for all the kind comments you left on my last video and the running video as well. It really does seem that the layout's got a nice bit of support, and people were as interested to see the first bit of scenery on the layout as I was, so it was really nice. So thanks to everyone for watching and commenting, and all the new subscribers the video seemed to attract, so thanks for that. So as I said in the last video, you know, give me a shout and tell me what sort of update you're after. And most people said they enjoyed, you know, the sort of progress as you go along type video. So that's what I'm going to do. So everything on my layout now will be sort of documented, I suppose, for want of a better word. Some bits in more detail than others. I mean, I'm not going to film, you know, building a building from start to finish, but if there's bits of interest, then I'll be filming it and adding it to each update. So to chat about what I'm going to do in this update, everything's still the same. The only thing I have done, which I'll show you quickly, is put the line in that I spoke about in the last update. So that goes all the way along now into the TMD. This will stop here. And then I simplified it a bit here. You've got the wash station, and it might go up to a refueling point, or if there's room, the refueling point will go there. In this space here, I will be putting, probably putting a little oil depot just in this section here. I presume, you know, that they would need oil for the servicing, maybe over the road in the bigger TMD as well. So that's, it hasn't been tacked down yet, but it gives you an idea, and it does look nice from this angle. You know, you've got a nice few lines into the station, and I can have some yard lights and just make it into a nice TMD, and that's even before I start thinking about over there. So that's all cool. Now the bit I'm going to be working on this update is, the reason I said I want to get the platforms in situ, even though I've put screws in there so I can take them in and out, I sort of guessed, if you like, for these, so that they're a different size. So that needs sorting out. So that'll be done. And then what I'm going to do is, I've got some foam board. I'm going to make a sort of hillside that's going to basically come back down here, join up here, which will be the start of the sort of rock, you know, and the river scene there. And I've been worrying about what to do with this. Now, do I just leave it open? It wasn't a particularly good cut, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it so it comes around a bit of hillside that starts about there, goes up across there, and another girder bridge, which will come across at a nice angle. So that, I think that'll look nice anyway with the two lines. Yeah, I'm going to use foam board. I'm not going to bother shaping it. I'm going to cover it in plaster cloth once I'm happy with the contour. But the reason I like the plaster cloth, I can lift it in and out in one bulk, and when I put trees in there, they'll stay in there. There's nothing worse than doing the wire netting, you know, and then you try and push a tree in and it breaks through it, and I just don't like it, to be honest with you. So I'll have these out as lift out bits, so I can just take them out if I need to dismantle. It's perfect. And this space up here, from where the hillside goes down, all of this is going to be reserved for a really high detailed industrial scene, industrial building, but I haven't got the skills yet, so there's no point attempting that. You know, that will be at a later date, but I don't want to leave it blank. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a foam hillside. It won't take me long, and it won't even cost that much, but it'll fill that hole until I feel I'm ready to come back to it, and then I can just lift it out and plonk in my industrial building. So I'll be building it in two sections. It will be coming down to the bit where that will always be permanent. Then there'll be another bit of hillside coming up, which is the temporary bit I'm going to make, with hills, trees. Give me somewhere to store the trees, and it just won't take long to do, and it will finish that area. And then when as I say, when I'm ready, I can lift that straight out and put it in and start building and measuring for my industrial building. I already know in my mind what it's going to look like. I just haven't got the skills and the tools and the materials to do that yet. Plus there's more exciting stuff to do on the layout. So that's what I'm going to do. That is what this update is all about. So hopefully by the end of the update, we'll have the foam the foam in place, the hillside in place, and just see what we can do. Okay, thanks for watching, and I shall be back in a few minutes. Just a progress report. Put the brick paper, you know, the plastic card on these bits and recut them, so they're at the right width now. Anything like that down there, yeah, a little bush, you know, it's all about hiding what you don't want the eye to see, so that's not a problem. I wanted it to be level up there, but obviously, you know, I didn't take the time to chisel that away. What I've done is put some foam board up. Now this is just the very first draft, if you like, and nothing's glued down, but it's going to look a lot better building up the scenery. It's enabling me to hide, you know, the joins. I can put trees and stuff up there. Same thing there. It's about making the eye not see the bits that you don't want it to see. And I think that'd be nice actually with the two girder bridges like that, with trains going in and out, and I can put some stuff behind there to really darken that down. So this is just the first draft really. Even if it doesn't work out, I'm going to put it in this update, because obviously, you know, you're here modelling with me, and that's the idea of the new style of update, to put in stuff that I fancy trying. But I think it'd be alright once I glue it all together with a hot glue gun, start carving it out, putting contours in. I'd like a sort of rock face really, because then it can continue with the theme of the rock face coming down here. But it's all looking good, so quite pleased with it so far. It's a real messy job, this cutting this foam, so I want to get it all cut and then glue it in. We'll see how it goes. Right, to give you a bit more of an idea of what I was after. So that's it's all moulded up. Obviously, as I said before, I won't be using that as you know, a finished edge. That will have plaster cloth on there, so it'll be easier to paint without trying to fill in the holes. I'm not really interested in using the foam as a main scenic item. I just like the fact that it's, you know, I can lift it all out in one piece where I've glued it all together. But I think the bridge section looks alright. Obviously all the sides, that's just propped up at the moment. I quite like the mix that we're getting there of the different angles of the track. So I just thought I'd you know, show you how far I got and how much mess I've made. Poor little boy's railway's covered in dust, but it's all good. But I'm pleased with it so far. What I would like along this front edge is I'm going to do some of these rock faces. Maybe not, yeah, that has a very American look, but it's an interesting look. I mean, the trains going past that, I think, you know, would be fantastic. And I live down, you know, the southeast, so you don't get much of that. But I know there is stuff like that up north. So, you know, I think all across that front edge with rock face, and then as this filters down here, rock face here, I think it would be really good. So I just thought I'd show you how far I've got. Obviously the brick's all on there. See what happens. So I've carried on, and I've also, just to make it look a little bit more realistic for my eye, if you like, sprayed it grey, some grey primer, just to make it look a bit more rock than just a bare foam. And I've also got it coming around here. I've painted that black because in the end that will have a wooden batten there, just to again give me the idea of what it will look like. I've yet to do the foam that will come around there. This will all be complete rock face, as if that, you know, really is like a sheer drop, and then this side will end up being a bit smoother and a bit more hilly. But I like the theme that I've got in my mind of all this being rock face and this section being rock face. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I think I like it. I mean, I like this wood the brick going along there, and it really does look, you know, it looks interesting. That's what I like about it. I'm yet to do the hillside to go along there, but you have to yeah, I don't know, it's difficult when you put something as big as that on your layout. Instantly your eyes like, wow, what's that? But I do like the way that you've got a sort of pier to look at the layout. I do like that, especially when I get trees coming up. You know, I like the things to be hidden so the train will look like it's going behind trees and realistic scenery. Let's have a look from back here. But I do like the look of the hillside. You know, around the station. I think it's going to be quite nice. It's going to look like the station is nestled in, you know, the terrain. So I should carry on now and do this bit and see what happens. But yeah, I like it so far. It's a bit of a shock to the system. So, like I say, seeing something as big as that appear when I'm used to it not being there. It's all good so far. It's very messy. Oh my god, I've already cleaned up here once. I don't know why I bothered cleaning up really. And then I started doing this bit here. So I shall carry on with the next bit along there. And I think that will give me a better idea of what it will look like, and I can live with this for a few days and just get used to it really. So I've been doing some more of the foam structure. Put this part in here. Cut that across there. That'd be a brick wall up there. I quite like that bit there. It's nice and thick. The bits at the end, they're quite thin, but as you can view the layout from down here, I wanted that to be quite thick. So that's thick and flat on top as well. So I can do some grass and stuff up there. Maybe have some animals and a fence. I think I'll put a fence all the way along the top of the wall, but that may come later on. Just been doing a bit more shaping really. I replaced this. I didn't really like the bit that was there, so what I'm going to do is going to be a complete rock face across there, a little bit of a rock up there, rock face down here, and then the rest will just be grass and all, you know, mud and, you know, just general scenic grass, etc. Lots of trees, and the rock theme. So the rock theme is going to start sort of here, a little bit up there, a little bit on the top there, all the way along here. Then all of this will be rock face, which I think would be nice as the train comes in, to be met with sort of a sheer drop rock face. I can have some rock climbers and stuff. I've seen it done many times, but I like it, so I'll have some rock climbers up there. This bit's still pretty much the same. I do like working with a foam. I mean, it's such a joke. I keep showing you this. I mean, look at that. Look. It covers everything. All downstairs is all covered. It's all floating downstairs. But it's harmless enough stuff, I think. It hoovers up well. So a lot of people might be thinking, well, why not just shape that? But I find it hard to shape. And you've got the join. I can't be bothered with it. All I want from this is some kind of scenery former. I've used this stuff here, which is the wire netting, which I showed you on a video from last Christmas, I think. But when I put the trees in, what a nightmare! It pushes all through the plastic glove. Got nothing to support to, and I can't lift it in and out. It is a permanent sort of fix, if you like. These bits here, for one, the trees will just stick in there lovely. You can just push them in and put them exactly where you want. And the other part is where I'm not 100% ready to start tacking everything down as permanent. All of these can be lifted out, which is nice because I've got a wallpaper table. I've got my workbench up there, but I've also got a wallpaper table that I can sit at, so I can do all this scenery without leaning all over the layout, really take my time and then bring it up. Then when I'm ready, which will be after I've done all of this, ballast in the tunnel, then I can start putting things down. I mean, I really like this actually. I know I said I was going to have a building there. Don't know. I've left the option for if I do want to move it, so I can just shape this second piece. But I think I might leave it. You know, I think it was mainly because I want lots of town stuff, and this is the layout. This is the part of the layout I'm working in at the moment. So I suppose in my mind I'm trying to fit everything into this bit. But I mean, there's plenty of other space for doing town work, particularly over there where the board drops down. And what I might do is, annoyingly, I've got this join right in the middle of the motorway section, which you can see. So what I'm thinking of doing, I'm only thinking of doing it, is putting a brick wall in there and having some foam and having this going into a tunnel. But I'm gonna have a bit of a tidy up and a bit of a think and just see. I'm not sure how it would look this side. The brick wall would have to be there. I don't really know, but I do quite fancy that. And what I might do is put a mirror in there as well, which will mirror and look like the tunnel's going through. That is one thing I want to do. I want to strategically use mirrors. Like here I'm going to have a mirror, so it's going to make the yard look a lot bigger. And I do want to use, I think I'll have a mirror all underneath there as well. So I do want to use mirrors. I think I've seen it done before to good effect. So I'm going to have a little play with that and see what I can do. It would hide that because I could put a tree on top there. I think it'd just be another nice bit rather than just going up to a wall. So I think I will try it, but it just depends what it comes out like. But I just thought I'd update you. That's it. I'll see you soon. Just thought I'd show you the first draft of the tunnel. I'm definitely going to have a tunnel, but it needs a bit of work. I mean, it does look pretty good actually. Having the idea of a tunnel there, it's yet another thing where, you know, things are going off and you don't really know where they're going. It gives you a sort of an illusion, if you like, you know. And what I'm going to do is we'll have a mirror in there, and I'll put some lights at the top as if there's a lighted tunnel, and then that reflect back, make the tunnel feel longer. Just a little touch really. Going to do the wall slightly higher there, because otherwise you know, all the debris would fall down onto this bit. I just don't know what to do with the bit going across, but I'm definitely going to have a tunnel. I just need time to work on it. But as part of the new style of doing these updates as I go, just thought I'd include it. That's what I'll say. That's what I've started with. And again, these little gaps, all these gaps here, they won't matter because the plaster cloth will go over that. This will all be brick. Make it look quite nice. So there you go. There's my first draft. Let's see what I can do to make it look more realistic. So I put some plastic card on the pieces of MDF. I've used the planking sheet as if it's got like a concrete edging that I was going to use down here. I didn't really like it down here, but up there it looks alright. It looks fine. Plaster cloth will cover all that up. I've just put that in there for support. Put the top in. Now here we'd be having nice big motorway signs or green A road signs, so that will cover a lot of that up anyway. The central sort of reservation, if it is going to be a motorway, but some kind of divider down the middle. This, very similar to down there, will be overgrown, and I shall keep the theme of the overgrowing all the way along there on each side. Put some brick there. And obviously a lot of this will be filled in with scenic bushes and stuff, so you know, it's really hard looking at the bare materials, because by the time you've actually put your bushes and all the rest of it on there, it looks totally different. But so I'm sort of getting over that, trying to get over that, because you can't make anything just foam look good, so you have to try and look past that, and I think it'll be fine. And as I say, there'll be a mirror in there reflecting back the road to make it look like it's going to go through. I think don't know where I'm going to get the mirror from. I'm sure you can buy mirrors set to sizes, or I'll just nick one out of the missus's makeup drawer. But yeah, so far so good. It's so messy up here. What I did try doing, where's it gone? I cut up one of these bridges. If you look in my scenic, the village that I did, I used this, and I thought, well, actually, I might be able to put that on there, but it just didn't look right. And I used a Dremel to cut it. Oh my god, how dusty that created was crazy. It probably would look quite nice up there. Possibly I might be able to do something with it, but the dust that it created up here, I don't know if you can see it, it's just mental. So I'll need to have a really good clean up. So I'm getting to the stage where I've almost finished the foam now, and then what I'll do is I'll come back, I think now, because there's not much to show you once it's all in plaster cloth. there's going to be two stages. There's going to be plaster cloth, then I'm going to be putting the rock formation, sort of gluing that, if you like, to the plaster cloth and filling in all the edges. Then I'll probably upload this, because I'll really want to take my time doing the painting. So the next part of this update will be plaster cloth on everything, I think. But I'm glad I've put that in, because now I can put a tree there, which, I mean, it was really annoying me. Imagine it, you've got the motorway and it's going to look weird with the motorway just heading towards the backboard anyway. So this way it looks like it goes somewhere. I can use a tree to cover that up. There's a join there, tree to cover that up, tree to cover the join in the corner, and there's a join down there as well. So it's just going to look really nice. So I'm really happy that I've done that. I know it doesn't look brilliant, but we'll see what it looks like with the rest of the scenic material on there. So I shall see you in a few minutes when all the plaster cloth's done. Alright, just a little progress report. Up here today, taking a day off work, so I'm going to spend the full day up here. Been putting the plaster cloth on all these pieces, and like I said, I've got a wallpaper table that I can work on down here with my chair, watching a film up there while I do it, so that's quite nice. It saves leaning all over the layout, getting everything messy. I can just work on a table. I've done this one so far, so all I've got, I've done all these little bits here, just got to do this one along here. I've changed the lighting a little bit, I don't know if you can really see. Put them up there, and up there as well. I've just got a bit of Kingspan stuff with the silver, and it really is, I think it's messing about with the camera, because I'm doing this particular bit with my iPhone. But what I'll do is I should put some wood up there, just for some storage, and put some silver foil on the bottom, because it really does reflect the light back, and it's just really nice and bright down this end there. It really is nice and bright. Like I say, they was up there on like that, but it just looks more professional, and it's a lot brighter because the lights are a little bit higher and they're facing down. So all these things take time. But I'm almost done. I've only got to do that one there, and then I can move on to doing the rock moulds and putting all the rock moulds on there. But I just thought I'd give you a little progress report. But this is where I'm working today. Like I say, it's a lot nicer than working over the layout. I can just get on and do it down here. I shall speak to you soon. All the plaster cloth is done now on the foam pieces. It's all back in situ. Give me a better idea in my mind of what it's going to look like. Now I've just gone downstairs to make one of the moulds, and it's just, I've left it for an hour and it's still not hardening up. So I need to look into that a little bit more, find out what I'm doing wrong, and just I don't know if anyone else gets this. I feel I should just take my time a little bit more, rather than sort of getting excited by the way it's looking, and it's getting, you know, it's fantastic. You know, it's a bit of scenery, it's fantastic. So what I don't want to do is rush it. So what I'm going to do now is upload it, show you what I've been doing so far, then just take my time a little bit more with the rock moulds, and I can always, you know, do another update. That's not a problem. So hopefully you've enjoyed this part of my idea for the layout, and you know, I hope you've enjoyed me filming it as I go along. So I'll upload this now, and then I shall carry on with the next update. Speak to you soon. Let me know what you think. Leave some comments, good, bad, ugly, what you like, what you don't like. Give me some ideas. I'm always up for feedback. But yeah, I'm going to upload it now, and see what you think, and I'm going to carry on with the rock moulds. Thanks for watching. Thank you.